What are you doing there? Eating. I reply flatly, my mouth still half full. The obvious answer doesn't seem to please her. Come here. She barks. I shove my bowl aside and jump to my feet, hurrying over to her like the obedient human I'm forced to be. Bridget is holding a tray full of glasses with drink in them. Take these into the banquet hall and serve them, she orders, thrusting the tray into my hands. And make no mistakes. This isn't my job. I'm not supposed to show my face at werewolf parties, except on rare occasions when I'm needed as extra staff, like now apparently. Lyra, make sure you don't embarrass us in front of the guests, she adds. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. I mutter, though my hands betray me by shaking ever so slightly. She must have seen the way my hands are shaking. Balancing the tray carefully, I make my way to the banquet hall entrance. My nerves are already frayed and the doorkeepers only make it worse. What are you doing here, human? One of them growls, his nose wrinkling as if I already smell like trouble. Miss Bridget sent me to serve these drinks, I reply, fighting the urge to snap back. The doorkeepers exchange a look before one of them grunts and signals the other to open the heavy double doors. They push them apart with an ease that reminds me just how strong they are, and I step into the grand hall. The festive atmosphere hits me like a wall. The air is thick with laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses. Some werewolves are dancing, others feasting, and the rest are deep in conversation. Alpha Lucian is seated at the head of the room, his broad grin showing he is in a good mood and probably filled with wine. His Luna sits beside him, equally radiant. Many werewolves notice my entrance. Eyes turn toward me, and faces twist into scowls and grimaces of disgust. Of course they notice me. Their sense of smell is extraordinary. They can smell anything from far away. I keep my head down, focusing on not tripping or spilling the drinks as I weave my way through the crowd. My gaze lands on Nathan. Of course it does. He is nestled between two women, and a lazy smirk is plastered across his face. His eyes lock onto mine and he raises a hand, beckoning me over. I exhale sharply, bracing myself and walk toward him. Serve us, he says with arrogance. I set the tray on the table, my hands trembling as I try to keep the glasses steady. Nathan and his companions grab their drinks, but before I can retreat, his hand darts out, gripping my wrist. His smirk widens as he pulls me closer, all while pressing his lips to one of the women beside him. My stomach churns in disgust, and I yank my hand away with enough force to make him chuckle. Grabbing the tray, I spin on my heel, desperate to get away from him. But in my haste, I collide with someone, a solid wall of muscle, and the drinks spill, cascading down the front of their clothes. Gasps fill the room, and my breath catches in my throat. I slowly lift my eyes to see the same man who gave me the ointment earlier. His icy blue gaze pierces me, and the air feels like it's been sucked out of the room. The festive chatter dies instantly. All eyes are on me, and I wish the ground would just open up and swallow me whole. Who let this human in here? Alpha Lucian's booming voice rumbles through the silence, filled with anger. My knees give way, and I collapse to the floor in front of the man, my entire body trembling. Oh, Alpha, forgive my stupidity. Ms. Bridget's voice rings out from somewhere behind me. We were short-staffed, and she wasn't doing anything. Please forgive me, my Alpha. The silence that follows stretches on, heavy and suffocating. I can barely breathe as I wait for my punishment, my heart pounding in my ears. Then Alpha Lucian's voice breaks the silence. Alpha Kale, let me make amends for this terrible mistake the human made. Alpha Lucian declares. I offer her to you as a gift from my heart. Alpha. I should have known. A man with an aura this strong could only be an alpha. It explains everything. The way his presence fills the room, those cold, unkind blue eyes, and the perpetual frown etched on his face like he is allergic to smiling, cruel werewolves. How can Alpha Lucian just offer me to another like I'm some trinket to be passed around? All because of one small mistake. I know I'm doomed. Even if this new alpha helped me earlier, he is still one of them, a wolf through and through. Looking at him, he seems to be around the same age as Nathan or slightly older. Men within their age and rank are all douchebags. I accept your offer, the man says. His deep voice is calm but decisive. Cheers erupt in the banquet hall like he just declared world peace. Meanwhile, I'm frozen on the floor, trembling like a leaf in the wind. That settles it. Alpha Lucian booms, raising his glass in a grand toast. The crowd follows suit, lifting their glasses high, their voices full of merriment. My so-called new master walks away to sit beside Alpha Lucian, completely unfazed by everything. Take her away and prepare her for her new master, Alpha Lucian commands. His voice is sharp and final. Put her in his bedroom after she is cleaned up and dressed. She is his to do as he pleases. Now bring back the music. And just like that, my fate is sealed. I blink as my new alpha moves across the room with a calmness that feels out of place in this situation. He peels off the jacket I soaked with drinks earlier. Then he sits on the couch, crossing his long legs with the kind of casualness that makes me feel like I'm in a room with a predator who is not in a hurry to pounce. Realizing I'm still sprawled on his ridiculously soft bed, I scramble down, my feet barely steady on the plush carpet. Sure, the bed feels like a slice of heaven, but I know better than to overstay my welcome on something that doesn't belong to me. That I make the mistake of glancing up. And there it is again, his eyes. Those piercing blue eyes are locked onto me, unblinking and unreadable. My stomach twists in ways I've never felt before, not even during my most humiliating bouts of diarrhea. Quickly, I drop my gaze to the floor, safer there. But even as I stare at my toes, I can't ignore the oddity of his gaze. It's not filled with the raw, unfiltered lust that I've come to expect from Nathan and his ilk. No, this alpha looks at me differently. He is not looking at me the way Nathan does. Even though I'm almost half naked in his presence, there is curiosity in his eyes, a strange interest that leaves me more uneasy than relieved. Without another word, he rises from the couch, moves to his closet, rummages for a moment, and then turns and tosses something in my direction. Instinctively, I catch it, a shirt. I look up at him, confused. You seem uncomfortable in those, he says, gesturing vaguely toward my flimsy excuse for clothing. Cover up if you want. What is this werewolf man doing? No werewolf has ever cared about my comfort or feelings. This alpha is proving to be different, but I'm not stupid enough to let my guard down. Wolves are good at pretending to be sheep, but I am still grateful for his thoughtfulness because, to be honest, I am beginning to feel chilly. Thank you, I mumble, pulling the oversized shirt over my head, that I'm suddenly engulfed in his scent. It is a sweet lavender scent, and it catches me off guard because lavender seems too feminine for someone who exudes his level of dominance. When I wear the shirt, it swallows me whole. It even feels a little too heavy on me, but at the same time, it feels like a warm embrace. I flap my arms awkwardly, trying to adjust the fit. Straightening my back, I clasp my hands behind me, trying to look composed. Do you need me to do anything for you, Alpha? I ask. Yes, he answers without hesitation. It almost feels like he has been waiting for me to ask this question, that I expect him to ask me to lie on the bed and spread my legs. But he doesn't speak immediately. He keeps me in suspense, and I am almost having a heart attack. Finally, he speaks. I want you to answer my questions. I'm curious. I nod like a zombie, feeling momentary relief that it isn't what I was thinking, at least for now. What do you want to know? What is your name? Lyra. I reply softly. Lyra, he repeats as if he is savoring the taste. It's weird, but something about the way he says it makes my name sound sweet. So Lyra, tell me, what is a human like you doing in a werewolf tribe? He asks, his piercing gaze fixed on me, that I almost scoff but think better of it. He may be playing nice now, but I know his kind. His kind is ruthless, and the last thing I want is to land on the bad side of my new master. Answer my question, he urges when I don't speak, that I'm too mad to speak, and my nails dig into my palms as I try to put a lid on my fury. I'm not particularly angry at him. I am angry at his entire race, the arrogant, cruel race that tore my life apart. I'm angry that they exist and are bestowed with so much strength to oppress others. I can still recall the memory of the day I was taken away from home by his kind. I can still hear my mother's desperate cries, my father's broken pleas, and my own screams as I was ripped from their arms. I was just a child and they didn't care. They dragged me away from the only people who would have loved and protected me. The memory still feels fresh, like it happened only yesterday. If only your kind weren't tearing mine away from our families and torturing us for fun. I reply, my biting sarcasm slipping through despite my best efforts to keep my anger at bay. I know I should stop there, but I'm too furious to keep quiet. Look at me. I was offered to you as a gift tonight, all because I accidentally spilled a drink on you. To you people, humans aren't worth anything. You steal us, trade us, gift us around like we're commodities. That's exactly how I ended up here. He doesn't flinch, nor does he lash out, which surprises me. His calmness unsettles me, and my anger takes a nosedive. I blink back my tears. Still, I don't dare meet his eyes. He doesn't speak for a while, and I can't help but wonder what he is thinking. I need to work on my temper. It is going to get me killed one day. How dare I speak to an alpha like that? So you were trafficked here, he says. He is not asking me a question. It feels more like he is talking to himself. Yes, I whisper, the fire in my chest extinguished, leaving only confusion and a faint tremor of fear. Confusion because this alpha is too calm and composed.